Hello everyone and welcome to the Python training session. I hope I am audible. So before starting the session, let me introduce myself. My name is Bhavya and I'm your Python trainer. So and also before starting the session, I just want to clear something. So if you have any doubt, any questions, any queries in the middle of the discussion, then what you can do, you can simply what we will do, we will take a like a break after half an hour, and in that break you can just raise your hand and you can ask your queries, your questions, or whatever. Okay, and as you can see, it is not possible to answer each and every question. So that is why I will try to answer some few questions. Okay, and rest we will keep on taking the break half after each half an hour. Okay, so that you can just ask your queries. Okay, so now and yeah, you don't have the permission to record this session locally. Okay, so now let's start the session. So first, we will what we are going to discuss in this particular session, as this is the first session. So we will discuss what is Python and what is the use cases of Python, where we can use Python, and what kind of softwares we are going to use in Python, and etc. Like the course content of core Python. Okay. So first is what is Python. So as you know, Python is a very popular language and it is a programming language. I guess you all know this. Okay, so it is a programming language. But before Python, why do we need a programming language? Like, what is the basic need of having any programming language? So basically, programming language, they are mainly used for interacting us with the computers. Okay, like we have machines, and the machines cannot understand the human language, right? So that is why we have these programming language. Okay, so let me show you a figure. For example, so this is us humans, and this is we have the systems. So now we cannot interact with the machines directly. Okay, so that is why we have a programming language to communicate with the machines, because machine can only understand 0 1, which is the binary language. Okay, so machine can only understand binary language, and for us humans, it is not possible to use 0 1 0 1 everywhere, right? So that is why we have these programming language. They are the medium to communicate with the computers or with the machines. And why are we communicating with the machines? Like, what is the need of even communicating with the machines? Because we want machine to do some task for us. Okay, we want some let's say it can be any calculation, it can be anything. So you are giving any set of instructions to the machine, right? So that is why we have these programming languages to communicate with the machines. Okay, so with this, we have three types of programming languages. So we have high level languages. Okay, we have mid level languages, and we have low level languages. Now, what is high level, mid level, and low level? So, high level languages are the languages which are close to human language. Okay, so these are the languages which are close to human language. Let's say English. Okay, then we have mid level, uh, which is like in the middle of high level and low level. Okay, and then we have low level languages, which is mainly close to machine language. For example, in the high level, we have Python, right? And in the low level, we have assembly languages. Okay, which is like the combination of symbols, binary language, and so on. Okay. And then we have mid level. For example, we have C, C++. It is like in the middle of high level and low level. Okay. So we have these three types of languages: high level, low level, and mid level. Okay. So these are the examples of these languages. So Python is one of the high level language. That is why Python is easy to understand. Okay. So Python is easy to understand and easy to learn because it is a high level language. So let me mention that. in the features of Python. So Python is easy to understand, right? It is easy to grasp, which is easy to learn because it is a high level language. For example, let me write something, a very basic line. Let's say print hello world. Okay, so here we have this print. Now you can see print is something which is displaying something, which is printing something. So you can easily understand. Even a non-technical person can also understand the meaning of print. So this is the English keyword. Okay, that is why Python is a high level language, which is close to human language. Then Python is also a very popular language. Okay, it is a very popular language. And why? Why Python is a popular language? Because Python is an open source language. Okay, and what is the meaning of open source? Which means you can simply contribute to this language, which means you can simply read the source code of Python. Okay, like the official source code. So that is why Python is a like it is open source, which means you can simply read the source code of Python, and you can even contribute in the Python. Like you can make libraries, you can create frameworks for Python. So that is why Python is a very popular language, which means like many developers, they came and they contribute in the Python language. They create multiple libraries, frameworks, and modules, etc. Okay, so and because of this reason, because of Python is an open source, because of this reason, it is also a general purpose language. Okay, general purpose means you can use Python anywhere. Like you can use Python in every domain of IT. Like you can use Python in cybersecurity, you can use Python in networking, you can use Python in application development, in the data science, in the AI. Like we have many use cases of Python. So that is why Python is so like so flexible. So you can use Python anywhere you want. Okay, so it is a general purpose language, which means you can use Python in every domain. Okay, it basically depends on a use case. What is your domain and like what do you want to accomplish with Python? Okay, that is a general purpose language. Then we have like other features of Python. First, it is general purpose. It is like a dynamic language. It is a high level language, and also it is a object oriented language. Okay, it is also object oriented language, which means it is made up of classes and objects. Okay, we will see what is class and objects in the future sessions. Okay, objects. So these are some common features of Python. Okay, now we have two types of Python. We have Python 2 and we have Python 3. Python 2 is like a old version of Python. Okay, now Python 2 is no longer used in the industries. But like what is the difference in the Python 2 and Python 3? So basically they're like the syntax difference. Okay, for example, uh, we can write here the syntax difference. For example, let's say in the Python we have print. In the Python second, we have simply print and whatever you want to print. Okay. And in the Python 3, we have this parenthesis, which is brackets around this after print. Okay. Which is here we can mention anything. Okay. Then we have another difference. Let's say we have X range and in Python 3, we have range. I know you don't know what is X range or range that we will cover in the future sessions. Okay, so this is just an example. Like we have the syntax difference between Python 2 and 3. And also they like some modules are they like some modules which you can use in Python 3 but not in Python second. Okay. So this is like so we mainly use Python 3 nowadays. No one use Python second. Okay. Now, then we have another like difference in Python, which is we have core Python, and then we have advanced Python. Okay, so on the basis of level, we have two Python core and Python advanced. So what is Python core and what is Python advanced? So Python core, you can think of a basic Python, okay, where we will cover the basic, or we can say the foundation of Python, like how to use it, how to code, how to see how, like what is the syntax of Python, like many other features of Python. Then we have advanced Python. Now advanced Python depends on a use case. Okay, so I can write here, it depends on your use case, like where are you using Python. For example, core Python, anyone can learn core Python. It is for everyone. But advanced Python depends on a use case. For example, let's say I want to become a scientist. Okay. So here, this is my data science field. Okay. Now let's say I have choose Python for this data science career. So here, what I will do, I will choose some libraries. First, I will go for Core Python, which is basics of Python. Then I will learn Python Advanced. And in this Python Advanced, I will go for a particular libraries. For example, I will go for NumPy, Pandas, and then we have Matplotlib and Seaborn and so on. Okay, like scikit-learn and etc. So in this data science career, I can use these languages. Okay, now let's say you want to go in the automation. Okay, you want to do some automation with the help of Python. Then you will go for Selenium, you will go for PyO to GUI. Okay, these are the libraries of Python. So basically, we have many libraries of Python, like many libraries and frameworks. So it totally depends on your use case. Where are you using the Python? Okay, because it is not possible for anyone to learn the entire Python, and it is also waste of time. Okay, so what we can do, we can just choose our path. Okay, like for example, I want to go in data science or cybersecurity or automation or any other path. Then you can learn the Python as it is. Like for example, if you're going in the web development, then there you can use Django, you can use Flask there. Okay, so you will not going to learn NumPy or Pandas for like web development. That is of no use. Okay, so I think you are getting my point. Uh, I just want to say that advanced Python is totally depends on a use case. Okay, like it depends on what kind of libraries, what kind of frameworks you are going to learn. Okay, so core Python is for everyone, and advanced Python is that totally depends on your domain or where you want to use. Okay, now so let's discuss the content of Python core. Okay, like what we are going to discuss in the Python core. So in the Python core, first we will start with the introduction of Python, like why Python and comparison of Python with other languages and advantages of Python, history of Python and installing the Python and IDEs, etc. Then Python fundamentals. So we have Python tokens here. Tokens are the building block of Python. Okay, so we have Python tokens. Then we have Python keywords, variables, identifiers, input, output, etc. So these are some fundamentals of Python. Then we have data handling, which is like data types. Okay, like we have many data types in Python, like we have string, numeric, integer, float. Then we have tuples, dictionary, and so on. So these are the data types. Okay, then we will see immutable and mutable data types. Then we have string manipulation and list manipulation. So basically in the string and list manipulation, we will going to cover the features, or we can say the methods and functions of data types like string, list, tuples, dictionary, and set. Okay. So in these 5 modules, we are going to cover the functions and methods of these data types. Okay. Manipulation means functions and methods, which we can use in this particular data type. Okay. Then we have this one, which is operators. Okay, like we have many types of operators: arithmetic, which is plus, minus, or multiplication, etc. Relational operator, logical operators, and so on. Okay, we will cover every operator in the Python. Then we have program control flow, which is like the conditionals, which is if, elif, else, statements, and the loops. Okay, which is we have two loops, for loop and while loop. Okay, so we will see everything from basic to advanced in the conditionals and loops. Okay, like nested if statement, Python indentations, and loops, and other statement like break and continue, etc. Okay, then we will see functions. So we have two types of functions. We have built-in functions and we have user-defined functions. So we will see both, like how we can use Python pre-existing functions and how we can create our own functions, which is user-defined functions. Okay, that we will see. And functions are very powerful. Okay, that we will see. Then we have modules and packages. Like if you want to create your own module, if you want to create your own library, or if you want to create your own Python framework, then how we can create one? Okay, if you want to contribute in the Python, the official Python source code, then how you can do it? That we will see. Okay, like how to create modules from scratch. Then we have file operations, like how to open the file, how to read file with the help of Python, how to like interact with the file inside your operating system. That is file operations. Then we have regular expressions, where we will see regular expressions, which is regex. They are all about finding something from a garbage, or we can say from a whole paragraph or whole piece of book. Okay, so regular expression, we will see how to find anything from anywhere. Regular expressions are mainly used in NLP. Okay, so then we have exceptional handling, where we will see how we can handle the errors in Python and how we can create our own errors. Okay. Then we have classes and objects. So in the classes and objects, this is the like basic part of classes and objects. Okay, like what are classes, what are objects, how to create one, what are the methods, what are the functions inside classes and objects. That we will see. Okay, so this is the course content of Python core. Okay, so if you want to make notes, guys, so you can all just create notes, because I will not going to provide you the recorded session, okay, of this lecture. Okay, well, so we are done with the course content. Now, we have the Python history, which is, um, yeah. So Python mainly was invented by Gideon Rossum in 1991. Okay, so this is invented by, sorry. Okay, so Python was invented by Guido van Rossum in 1991 in the Netherlands. Okay, so Python is like you can see the Python is taken from the AVC language. Okay, so Python is taken from the AVC language. We have one more language, that is AVC. So you can think of Python is a predecessor of like AVC language is a predecessor of the Python language. Then also the name Python, which is itself is a ironic. So what is the irony behind Python name? So basically, the inventor, he was a fan of a popular comedy show, which is like a BBC popular comedy show. And the name of the show is Monty Python's Flying Circus. So he decided to pick the name from that show. Okay, so that is, the irony behind Python name. So it is just taken from a comedy show. Okay, that's it. The history of Python. Now, the main question, where we can use Python? Okay, like if Python is so popular, so where we can use it? So here we can mention where we can use Python. So Python can be used in first data science. Okay, it can be used in data mining. It can be used for developing the desktop applications. Okay, it is also used for software development, web application, and also some enterprise applications. ML, which is machine learning, artificial intelligence, AI. We can use in deep learning. Okay, and also in computer vision, which is CV, and etc. So we have many use cases of Python: cybersecurity, networking, automation, and so on. So we have many cases of use cases of Python. Like you can, it's all about it depends on you where you want to implement Python. For example, let's say if you are in the let's say in the cybersecurity domain, then you can use Python by creating some applications, some tools for yourself, or you can also automate your entire stuff with the help of Python. So Python is such a very powerful language, so you can use it anywhere. Okay, so let's discuss some popular frameworks of Python. So we have Pandas, we have NumPy for data science, we have Django for the web development, we have like Kinter for the GUI Python. We have TensorFlow, PyTorch, Scikit-learn for the machine learning. Okay, so it depends on your domain. So you have to choose your framework wisely. Okay, now how to install Python? It is very easy. So what we will do, we will just go into install Python in our systems. Okay, and before that, we have some softwares. We will discuss that. So, what kind of softwares we are going to use in the entire sessions? So, we will use first Python. Okay, basically three, and we will use VS Code. Okay, which is Visual Studio Code. If you have any experience in the Python, so feel free to use any of your IDE of your choice. Okay, so basically in the networking and cybersecurity, you can use many libraries like you have request library, you have Beautiful Soup for web scraping. It basically, see, it depends on your use case. Not it's like whatever you are building. For example, you are uh, creating any application, let's say any cybersecurity application or any networking application. Then you can just frame your problem first, then decide what kind of language, sorry, what kind of framework you want to use. For example, you want to create a malware, let's say. Okay, let's say the purpose of this malware is to take a screenshot and of the, let's say, of the victim system and mail it. Okay, mail to your ID. Okay, Gmail. So basically, this is your problem, your use case. Okay, now here, what we can do. This is a malware project, and here we have this. We have to take the screenshot of the victim machine. So how we can do it? So you can divide this whole problem into two parts. First is how to take a screenshot with the help of Python, and secondly, how to mail it. Okay, so for these operation, you need two libraries. First, how to take a screenshot, you can use they're like a library known as Py screenshot, which is automatically take the screenshot of the victim machine. And second, mail it. You can use SMTP server for mailing your screenshot on your mail ID. Okay, so this is your problem. So you can simply write your problem. Okay, just break it into smaller parts and then find the solution. Even you can use Chat GPT nowadays. It is quite popular. Okay, and if you want to search, you can simply search it. For example, you want to take a screenshot, then you can simply search. For example, which Python or just simply Python library to take a screenshot. Simple. And here we have this official Python documentation. No. Okay, you can open this one. Okay, so here we have this PyO2 GUI. Okay, this one. And also we have this library. I don't know. Yeah, PyO2 GUI screenshot. So you can use this one. So this is just an example. Okay, it depends on your use case. So I'm not going to say that there's a like a defined set of libraries for all domains. No, there's not. Libraries depends on your problem. Okay, your use case. So we have this softwares. So we will going to use Python 3 and VS Code. If you have any other IDE, then feel free to use like PyCharm or Jupyter, any IDE. So here we have IDE. IDE stands for Integrated Development uh, Environment. One second, guys. I'm sorry, guys. There's some guy who is just keep on messing with my screen. Okay, so so here we are. So we can use ID. Okay, ID is like a integrated development environment where you can just simply code. Okay, so we will going to install Python 3 first and then VS Code. So how to do it? So you can simply come here on the browser and you can search for Python 3 download. Simple. Okay. Then here click on this download Python and here you can simply download Python here. Okay. So you can simply install it. Installation is very straightforward. Okay. You can click on just nest and install. But whenever you are installing Python, make sure you will get an option of this one, which is add to path. Okay, so whenever you are installing Python, you will get this option. So make sure to tick this option. Okay, to tick this option and then click on install. Okay, that's it. It is very easy. Then after installing Python, you can simply search for VS Code. Okay, download. And here, what we can do is, yeah, you can click on this Visual Studio and you can install for your own operating system for Windows, for Mac, or for Linux. Okay, click on this one, Windows 10 or 11. Okay, again install it. Installation process is very straightforward with the VS Code. Then after installing the Python and VS Code, what we can do, you have to open the VS Code first. Okay, so let me open it. One second. Okay, so you will see this interface in the VS Code and it is very easy to use. Okay, so how to use it? You can simply, first we have to install some extensions in the VS Code. So you have to click this option, which is extensions. Okay, and here search for the extension. First, you can install for um this Python, right? Okay, so click on this Python here and click on install here. Okay, here you have this option of install. Why Visual Studio Code? Because I will tell you in a bit. Okay, yeah. So here we have this Python. Click on install here. After Python, you can search for prettier. Okay, it is like a code formatter for your piece of code. Okay, here you can search for prettier and click on install. Then you can search for VS icons. Okay, VS icons. Okay, so just simply search icons. Okay, so here we have this VS Code icons. So install it. Okay, and that's it. So we have three extensions: VS Code, sorry, VS Code icons, Python, and this prettier. So these are very helpful extensions for your coding. Okay, and if you want to install any other extension, then feel free to install it. Okay, like Blackbox or ChatGPT. Okay, yeah, you can also use PyCharm. any ID of your choice. If you're comfortable with PyCharm, you can use PyCharm, Atom, Sublime, any ID. Okay, so what is the purpose of VS Code? Why are we using VS Code? So let me show you Python first. Okay, so what you can do after installing, search for Python. And here you can click on Ideal Python. Click on Open. Now this is your actual Python. Your, here you can code your Python. Okay, for example, let me zoom in. Do we have the option of? Okay, let me zoom in. So here we can write here print anything hello world. Enter. Okay, so here I'm writing print hello world, and here we have the output hello world. So now you can think of this ID. Now you cannot code here, right? It is first, it is so boring. Secondly, even you can save this in a file, but still you cannot code here. So that is why we have this ID here. ID is mainly for making your experience more interactive, more effective. Okay, for example, let me show you an example. For example, you have to click on this one, Explorer, and click on File, click on New File. Okay, second option. Now this will ask you what kind of file you want to create. So click on this Python file. Okay, then here now we can write anything. Let me zoom in. Okay, yeah. So here we can write simple Python print hello world. Okay, now we can save it. So save it anywhere. So let me save on this desktop. Any you can just change your name. Let me change it to hello.py. Okay, so the extension of Python is py, and click on save. Okay, now you can use this like this button to run your code. Okay, and here you can see hello world. Okay, now you can see here VS Code is very interactive. Okay, we have this colorful letters. Even if you're making any kind of mistake, so it will warn you that this is a kind of a syntax error or any kind of error. So that is why VS Code is very flexible. You can simply easily code on this particular uh, IDE, and even you will enjoy it. Okay, so this is how we can use VS Code. It is very easy. Okay, so we have some questions. Basically, why we have installed Python? If you don't install Python, then how you will able to run this piece of code? Okay, like for example, you have this operating machine, your system. Okay, and you are writing this piece of code. Let's say print. This is a Python code. Hello. So now your machine will not understand that what is this print, what is this hello, or what is this hello.py, this name of file. So that is why we have to tell your operating system that we are installing Python. So here we are telling that we have installed Python, and now we want to run the Python code. Okay, then only your machine will recognize that okay, it is a Python code. Okay, then only we can run it. So that is why we have installed Python. Okay, and what if we want to write 45 lines code? You can simply write it. You can just press enter, and you can just keep on writing your piece of code. Okay, like for example, print word here. Okay, and here you can simply run it. Okay, we have this hello and we have this word, and you can just keep on writing your piece of code. Yeah. Now extensions. So here, let me write it for you. Uh, so we have installed first VS Code icons. Secondly, Python, and third is that I think prettier. Okay, this one. No, I will not going to share the recordings. Okay. So these are the extension names which I have mentioned, and you can simply install it. Okay. So now, guys, let's take a pause for 10 minutes. Okay. And if anyone have any questions, then simply please raise your hand and I will unmute you and you can just ask your question. Okay. Okay, we have one.
Hi. Uh,
Hello.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, hi. This is Dipankar. I'm from US. I have a quick question. So I'm a senior manager data science. I work on VS Code, build predictive models, write Python codes for forecasting and doing A/B testing, all these things. My
I'm
question
sorry.
is,
Your voice is not audible. Can you please speak loudly?
okay, am I audible now?
Yes.
Okay, so I was saying that I work on, I'm a senior manager data science. So I work on the predictive modeling space where I build models and I do A/B testing. I write a lot of data prep codes. So my question is, like in VS Code, what kind of features can I use, like for example, for visualization or to make it like for example, we can there is a option in which like few charts like Seaborn or somewhere where somebody can mouse over and they can dig deeper on the specific data point. So I just wanted to know from the VS Code standpoint, like what kind of extensions we can use more to make the visualization more appealing, and how we can like sometimes what happens is the output doesn't give much user-friendly output. So how we can have that output, like for example, if we have 50 records in the data frame result, so how do we, is there any setting we could do to visualize or explore that output? Thank you.
Okay, but why you are even using that VS Code for the ML? Like, why don't you use Jupyter? It is like more user friendly for ML, and it is especially for that purpose only. So why like VS Code? You can simply use Jupyter, and you can just it is like a very best platform for data science and ML, right? And for the extensions, if you want to use VS Code, then you can simply go like visit the VS Code, and here you can search for the extensions. Basically, as per my experience, I don't think that you will get a appealing experience in the VS Code. Okay, so you can use Jupyter for that. Okay, or even you can use Spider. Okay.
Yeah, so I have this question. It is a very basic one. What is the use of this extension and what is the use of this library? I mean, the Python which we have installed. So I understand when you install the Python, it is basically we are putting up all the libraries into the system. But what about these extension? Is it giving the more beautification or something like that? I don't understand. I mean, basically, if I don't install these extension, what will happen?
Okay, I get it. So basically, this VS Code icons, this is mainly for uh, putting icon on your file. Okay, for example, let me show you. So basically here we have this file. Okay, this one, hello.py. So now where this particular icon is coming from this VS Code icon extension. Okay, so VS Code icon extension is help you to put a beautiful icon before your file name. Okay, so you can recognize like whether it is a Python file, Java file, C file, or any other file. So this VS Code icon is for like any for every language, not specifically for Python. So VS Code is mainly for like putting your icon before your file. Okay, so that you can just recognize what kind of file it is. Okay, Python is mainly for you. You are telling the VS Code that I want to code in Python, so that VS Code will help you to code in Python. For example, let's say get this file here. Okay, and let's say I'm writing anything. Let's say print. So now here you can see this VS Code. This is sorry, this is giving me some suggestion like print, property, process, lookup, error, etc. So now where these are coming from? These are coming from that extension Python. Okay, so we are telling the VS Code that I want to code in Python. Please help me to give some suggestion or help me in coding. That is why we are using Python. Okay, extension. Then we prettier. So this is simply for your code formatting. Okay, like for putting some indentation and finding some error, like it is like just to define the structure of your code. So that is why we are using prettier. Okay, for example, if we are writing print here and hello here, and if let's say I'm putting a space here, okay, then you can simply select this, right click, and here we have the option of format somewhere. Anyways, there's an option of format. You can simply click on that format, and then you can simply format your entire piece of code. Okay, you can try with the HTML. You will see. Okay, so these that is why we are using these extensions to making your life easy. Okay, then yeah, we can use Python for machine learning, especially for NLP. You can use that language. NLP, of course, it is a language for like a library of Python. You can use it. Okay, sorry, NLTK. Sorry, yeah, NLTK. Yeah, I will. Yeah, you can use NLTK for that language for NLP. Okay, it is a Python library. And any other questions? Let me check.
Yeah, I just have one more question. So I just did this installation, right? I installed this the VS Code and then I installed this library. Can you just show us again how you created file and all? Because when I am doing it, it is giving me error. It is saying that select interpreter and all, something like that. If you can just
Okay, okay,
run this again.
sure. So let me restart the Python. Okay, so what you can simply right click here. Okay, and on your desktop, and you can simply click on new and create a file here from here. Okay, let's say you can mention this file. Let's say hello1.py. Okay, now drag your file and on top of VS Code.
Okay.
Okay, now here you can simply write your piece of code, print hello world, save it, Control S, and then yeah. Okay, then you can simply use this one, this button to run your Python file. Okay, to run your code. And here we have this output. Okay, this is one way. Let me show you second way. You can simply click on file. Let's say you want to open any folder or any file, you can simply select here, or let's say click on open file. Okay, open your desktop, and let's say I want to open any file. Mm, hello py, this one, open it. Okay, now hello py is open, and here you can run it. You can simply use this operator, or what you can do, you can simply let me, yeah, here you have this option terminal. Click on here and click on this new terminal. Okay, so here you have the path. Okay, so what you can do, you can simply here you have some options. You can click on this one. Yeah, here you have this PowerShell, Git Bash, CMD. So you will find CMD in your system and PowerShell. So you can simply click on CMD here. Okay, now here you have this path. Now what you have to do, you have to move in the location where your file is located. For example, my file is inside on desktop. So I will write this one. CD means change
Yeah, yeah, got it. Got it.
desktop. Yeah. Then you can simply use Python and name of your file, which is hello one or whatever dot py. Okay, hello world, hello. So this is how you can run it.
Okay.
Uh, is it clear?
Yeah, it's clear. I just need to do it by myself and then I will get to know.
Yeah, I will going to cover file handling as well. Okay. Basically, how Python is useful for cybersecurity. So again, it depends on a use case. You can simply, you can simply create cybersecurity tools. You can automate your information gathering, your scanning, your vulnerability analysis. Okay. Secondly, you can create your own malwares with the help of Python. Okay. So this is how it is useful in cybersecurity.
I just have one question. When I am running this, the output is
Yeah.
coming at the the lower screen at the terminal. But when I saw it was coming up on the upper screen, right? When you run this code. Uh, I'm very new to this tool. Sorry, I'm asking. It's almost 10 years I have not done programming. Why? Why is
Okay. What you can do, you can share your screen after the session. Okay, then
Mhm.
we will like discuss your problem. Okay.
Okay? Thank you. No problem. Thank you.
Okay. One last question. Now this. Okay. Well, I don't have any idea about the extensions for for the VS Code for especially for the ML. So you can simply search for it. Okay, and basically you have multiple types of codes in the Jupyter. You have that. Okay, like you can create multiple files and you can open it and then merge into one. That you can do. And otherwise, I really use VS Code. I use Jupyter and this Jupyter for ML only. Okay, so you can just search for your extensions. Okay, so now we can continue with the session. Okay, yeah. So yeah, even one more thing. After each and every module of this Python, we will also cover the question answers. Okay, like the exercises, the questions, the real questions, not those MCQs. Okay, the real sort of questions for each and every after each and every module. Okay, so we will cover the questions or we can say exercises. Okay, we will discuss in the class. Okay, now what we can do, we can just start with the Python variables. Okay, let me close this one. Yeah. So here we have Python variables. Okay, so now what are Python variables? I know most of you knows. So Python variables are like a container where you store some kind of value, right? So it is like a container. For example, we have A equal 1, B equal 2. So here we are storing 1 inside A, 2 inside B. Okay, let me show you like this one. Oh, baseline 10. One second. Here. So here we have this container. Let's say A. Okay, this is A. And here we are storing value 1 here, or 2 here, or 3 here, or whatever. Okay, so variables are simply, they are like container or a piece of, a box where you are storing your values. Okay, so here A is a variable here and 1 is a value here. Okay, and you are assigning, this is an assignment operator. Means you are assigning value number 1 to to variable A. So how you will going to read this? So here we are assigning value 1 to variable A. That's it. Okay, then we have B equal to second, and then we have C equal 3 and so on. Okay, so these are Python variables. You can even store any kind of name, like any kind of alphabets, like combination of alphabets, strings. So let's say John. Okay, so simply variables are like a piece of container where you store your values. That's it. Now, we have some naming conventions for these variables. Like you cannot name this as per your choice. For example, you are naming like one name. or to name. No, you cannot do this. These are wrong. Okay, so we have some naming conventions for your variables. Okay, or we can say simply variable naming rules. So first is your variable. Okay, so basically your variable name should start from the alphabet or underscore. Okay, like for example, name equal, we have John, okay, or any name. Then we have this name. You can also use capital letters. Okay. And then here you can also use underscore name and so on. You can use like you can start a variable name with the underscore and alphabets. Okay. And second, you cannot use number. Okay. So basically, let me expand it, but not numbers. For example, you cannot use numbers in your variable name. For example, we have one num equal any, sorry, let me write here. Okay, like we have one name equal John. This is wrong. Okay, this is totally wrong. So you cannot start your variable name with number, but you can start with the alphabets or underscore, and also uppercase or lowercase. You can start with. Okay. Secondly, your variables are case sensitive. Okay. For example, this name, which is a equal 11 and a equal, sorry, a equal 1 to 12. These are different. Okay, means focus on the variable name. This a and this a, they both are different. So this is a small case and this is uppercase. Okay, now can anyone tell me why variable names are case sensitive? Like why why matters? Like why small a or capital A? Basically for us they are same, a. But why for machine? Why they are different? So why variable names are case sensitive? Anyone? Just raise your hand. No, just for now, just focus on the variable name. No orientation. Basically, you all know the answer. It depends on, see, you are making your syntax, like your machine can understand your syntax, right? So basically for machine, as I said, machine can only understand 0 1, just 0 1 0 1 0 1. So for machine, this a, the value of this a is equal, let's say, to 0 1. Okay, and this a is different, 1 0 or any other. Okay, this is just an example. So the values for this particular machine is different. So this a for machine and this value for machine are different. So that is why variables are case sensitive. For us, they are same, but for the machines, they are different. It depends on their uh, like binary language. Okay, like 0 1, combination of 0 1. Okay, so remember your variables are case sensitive. So this a and this a, they like they both are different, irrespective of their uh, values. Then special characters are not allowed. Okay, so they are not allowed. So for example, special characters like let's say name, like this one. Okay, any, you can expect any name here. Then or any special character. Okay, or here we can mention except underscore. Okay, so no parentheses, no brackets, no special characters, no percentage, no dots, nothing. Only alphabets and numbers. Okay, so special characters are not allowed. Fourth is you can use numbers in the middle of your variable name. For example, you can use name 1 equal John. Okay, or you can use name 1 equal like NA1ME. Okay, John. Okay, so this is just an example. No one will go to keep their variable name like this. So we have this one name 1 equal John and name. You can use numbers in the middle of your variable name and at last, but not in the starting. Okay, and more else, uh, Python keywords are not allowed. Okay. For example, we have certain Python keywords like we have print, okay, we have is, we have not, we have or, we have and, etc. So we have many keywords in Python. Let me show you. You can simply search for Python keywords. Okay, so here we have the list of the Python keywords, like we have and, as, asset, break, and so on. So these are the Python keywords. Now you cannot use these names as a Python variable. Okay, so basically Python keywords are not allowed. For example, print equal John. Okay, so this is not allowed. So this will give you the error. Okay, so these are some rules of Python. Okay, we have this one. You can start your name, variable name with the underscore and alphabet, uppercase, lowercase, any you want. Then variables are case sensitive. Special characters are not allowed. Okay, except the underscore. Then you can use your number in the middle of your variable name or at last. Okay, that is allowed. Then Python keywords are not allowed, like and, is not, boolean values, etc. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, so let me show you an example. So here we have this file, hello py, and let's say I'm writing here name equal John. Okay, let's say last name equal Tina. Okay, so what we can do, we can mention one name equal my name. Okay, now see, this one is not allowed, and here you can see there's a red line here, which means this will throw the error. For example, you can see this is a syntax error. Okay, which means this particular syntax is not allowed. But what we can do, we can just mention this one here, name one, this is allowed. Okay, this is allowed. Again, we can use like this one, which is full underscore name equal, and you can mention your full name. Okay, that is allowed. Like underscore are allowed. But if you change it to any other special character like at the rate, so this is not allowed. Okay, so this will also going to throw an error. Okay, syntax error. Then again, uh, let me change it. Yeah, you can also use that you cannot use the print equal, let's say, or we can use any other keyword here, str equal any name here you can mention or any value. Okay, so I think this is not allowed. Okay, so this is not throwing the error right now because of we don't have any other other piece of code here. Okay, so that is why. But these special characters like str, float, print, and or, these are not allowed. Okay, so these are the variable names. Now we can perform some operations with the help of variables. For example, we have name equal. So let me mention the name. And then we have this last underscore name. Okay. Then here you can print. Now here we are using variable name. So whenever you are using variable name, make sure you don't need to use quotations here. So you can just mention name plus your last name. Okay. And click on save, Control S, and run it. Okay. So here we have this my name. But here I don't see any space here. So what we can do, we can mention the space in middle of my name. What I can do, you can simply put either space here. Okay, like before my surname. Okay, so here we have this space, or we can put a space after this first name, or you can also add space here in this print statement. For example, you can use plus here. Okay, and then space like this. Okay, and here we can run this. And here we have the space. Okay, now you can only add space inside quotations. For example, I'm adding this much space. And when you run this, okay, we have this space here. Okay, first name and last name. But you cannot add space without quotations. Okay, like you cannot add space like this one. This is not possible because here you are using variables. Okay, so we don't have any space here. Okay, so now this process, you are adding strings. So this is known as concatenation of two strings. Okay, using the plus operator. Okay, so here we have this one name here. Okay, so this is a string and this is last name. This is a string. Now you are adding two strings and this process is known as concatenation. Now the question is, what are strings? Okay, then here we have data types. So first here we have strings. Now what are strings? They are combination, or we can say anything inside quotations. Okay, so anything inside quotations are known as strings. For example, here we have hello. Okay, so this is a string. Here we have this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is also a string. For us, these are numbers, but for Python, these are strings. Okay, so anything inside quotations are known as strings. Now, these are double quotations. You can also use single quotations like hello, like this one. Okay, so you can use single quotation as well, or you can use triple quotation as well. Okay, so these are known as strings. For example, let me show you. Now, here we have this name. Okay, so now what I can do, we can use type here, type of name. And here we can print this particular value. And when I run this one, you can see this is the class string. Yeah, you can use anything is inside special character, sorry, inside strings, anything. Okay, you can think of string is like you can write anything. If you want to write any paragraph, if you want to write anything, then you can use strings. Okay, for example, you can use any sort of special characters inside a string. Okay, for example, this one. Okay, so this one is full of special characters. Here we have this extra quotation. Yeah. Okay, then I can run this one. Okay, and here you can see. Sorry. Okay, we have some error here. Okay, like you can mention any value here and then you can print it simply. Okay. So basically here, this is a type function. Type function will tell you what kind of data type are you using. Okay, so here, um, so we have this type function. Okay. If you want to add a quotation mark, then you can simply mention the quotation. For example, here, let's say we have this one a equal, um, let's say I am. Okay, so you can use double quotation and then you can use I, then single quotation M like this one, and then you can use B equal, let's say anything learning just, and then you can print both A plus B like this one. Okay. And here we have this I am learning. Just mention the space. Okay, so there's one more thing. Now here we are using, as you can see, we have this double quotation. Okay, now inside double quotation, you can only use single quotation. And inside single quotation, you can only use double quotation. Okay, sounds confusing. Let me mention this one. Okay, let me. Yeah. So here, inside single quotations, we can use double quotations, and inside and vice versa you can. Okay, for example, let me show you this one. Like here we have this AIM. Now if I use single quotation here as well and here as well, okay, and when I run this one, you can see we have this error here. Okay, because here now you can see we have this I here, this is starting quotation, then we have this letter here I, and then we have this ending quotation. Now the Python is not understanding that what about this one, okay, with am or single quotation. So that is why we cannot use single quotation inside double and double, sorry, single inside single and double inside double. We cannot use, but we can use opposite, double inside single, single inside double. Okay, so where were we? Yeah, type function. Okay, so it will like tell you what type of data type we are using. Okay, so here we have strings. For example, here we are using, let me, this, yeah. So here we have this one name. Okay, now this is a string because this is inside double quotation. Okay, and here we have this last name, which is also inside double quotation. And then we can print the name. Now here, this is known as string. Okay, this is a string. And this is also a string because it is inside quotation. And this process, now we are adding name, which is this one string, this string, and last name, which is this string together with the help of this plus operator. This process is known as concatenation. Okay, now this is not addition. Addition is like adding two numbers. Okay, like let's say we have this A equal 1, B equal 2. And now here we are printing 1 plus, sorry, A plus B. A plus B. Now this is known as addition because we are adding numbers. And why do you think this is a number? Because these are not inside quotations. So 1 is a number, 2 is a number. So A plus B. So this is known as addition and this is known as concatenation. What if we put quotation here? Now this becomes a string. Okay. Now this is a string. And if you add two strings, this is known as concatenation. For example, if I run this one, you can see we have this answer 1 and 2, not 2 plus 1, 3. No, we have this 1 and 2. Okay, here we are concatenating. And if you remove this string, uh, like second, then we have the answer 3. Okay, because this is a number. So this is known as addition and this is known as concatenation. And this is known as string. So strings are anything which is inside quotations. Quotation can be double, single, or triple. And then we have this type function which will tell you what kind of data type you are using. Second we have, so this is first string. Second we have numbers. Okay, sounds familiar. So inside numbers we have something known as integer, float, which is decimal, and complex numbers. Okay, integers are like any integer number. Okay, you can think of, and floats are like decimal numbers. Okay, now let me show you in this one. So here we have this A. Let's say A is 1 and 2 is 2.1. And when you print the type of A, like this one, print type of A. Okay, let me remove this one for now. Yeah, print A. So this is a integer, short for int. Okay, and when you change it to B, you can see it is a float. Okay, decimal numbers. Then we have complex number, which is like a combination of numbers and alphabets. Okay, for example, let me mention any number A plus 2j. So this is a complex number. Okay, when you run it here, you will see a complex number, combination of numbers and alphabets. Okay. Then here we have one more data type, which is Boolean. Okay, so strings are short for str, integer short for int, float is float, complex is complex. Boolean is short for bool. Okay, this is for Python. Now Boolean, we have two values in Boolean, which is true and false. That's it. Okay, for example, here if you write here a equal true and b equal false, and if you check the type of a, okay, and if you run this one, you can see bool. Okay, means Boolean. Same as with the b, it is also Boolean. Okay, now if you mention this one true or false in the small case, then this one small case, then they are no longer Boolean values. Okay, they are simple values. Okay, and even this will throw an error. Okay, because you cannot write anything like this one. For example, you want to mention your name, anything, you always mention inside quotation. For example, if I run this one, you will see we have this error here. Okay, means name 2 is not defined. So this is giving some suggestion. So you cannot even write anything without quotation. So if you want to write, you can here use quotation here, true. And same as with the false. Then you can see the type. So this is simple string. Okay, but not Boolean, because Boolean always starts from capital letter for T for true and F for false. Okay, so the first letter is always uppercase for the Boolean, true and false. Okay, then we have other data types as well. We have like list, tuples, dictionary, set. Okay, that we will discuss tomorrow. Now, any other questions? Feel free to ask. Any doubts or questions? No. I will not going to provide the recorded session. If you want, then you can contact the management. Yeah, and before that, what you can do if you want notes, then you can simply take the screenshot of this notepad. Okay, you can simply take a screenshot and you can use it. Okay, so this is first page, and then we have this one from Python history, second one. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Okay, and then here we have this extensions and data types. And same, you can take the screenshot of the VS Code. Yeah. Now, yeah, comments. So basically, here these are known as comments. Like whatever is starting with the hash, so these are known as comments. Okay, yeah, comments are mainly for taking the notes inside your source code. Okay, also for explaining someone that what is the means of this particular line. So how to comment? So comments are anything which is like ignored by your Python interpreter. Okay. So now here, how to take comments? Like you can even mention this one, uh, hash before your line. Okay. Or what you can do, you can use a shortcut for the comments. So the shortcut is you can use CTRL plus forward slash. Okay, this one. So you can select your the line of code you want to comment and then use control plus forward slash. And same for the uncomment. Comment, uncomment, comment like this. Comments are very helpful for keeping the notes inside your code only. Okay. VS Code setup. You can simply visit this website here, and here you can simply let me share the URL. Okay. To everyone. Now, the brief introduction of JNTech. Yeah. So let me show you the website of JNTech. Okay. Thanks for asking. Okay, so you can visit the JNTech website, and here we provide every like sort of training, starting from the networking, firewalls, cybersecurity, data science, ML, Python, and other languages. So you can visit the JNTech website. Okay, you can find your if you want to look for any training course, you can simply click on any training course. Okay, then you can just read the description, the fees, all are mentioned here. Okay, and also if you want to check out the YouTube channel, you can just simply click on these videos, and you can click on this YouTube channel. Let me read this. Yeah, you can visit, you can search for this one, G2 Jaiswal. Okay, and here you will find the demo sessions or the videos of all the courses. Okay. Here you can click on the playlist, and you can visit or search like watch any video. Yeah, this training is free, and for the recorded session you can contact the management. Okay. And for the I guess for this notes, I will share it in the group. Okay, means these are very few. I will share if any, if we will we will operate in the further sessions. So I will share some of the notes in the group only. Okay. Rest, any other questions, guys? Any doubts? Tomorrow. Tomorrow is your next class. Same time from 8 to 9:30 p.m. IST. Same time. 4 days. It's from Monday to Thursday. Also, keep on checking the group for the notes and for the meeting link. Okay. Okay, so thank you everyone. Now I think we can wrap the session here. Okay. Uh, and if you have any doubt, you can just ask me tomorrow. Okay, or practice this uh, this much only. Okay. Yeah, and please install the Python and VS Code in your system so that we can start coding from tomorrow. Okay, so thank you so much for attending the session. See you tomorrow. Thank you.